أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم والتابعين إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد، رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. اللهم ارزقنا علما نافعا ورزقا واسعا وشفاء من كل داء، ونعوذ بك من علم لا ينفع ومن قلب لا يخشع ومن عين لا تدمع ومن نفس لا تشبع ومن دعاء لا يستجاب له. آمين آمين يا رب العالمين. اللهم ألهمنا وسددنا، اللهم ألهمنا رشدنا وقنا شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا، وأتمم علينا نعمك ظاهرة وباطنة، واسترنا فوق الأرض وتحت الأرض ويوم العرض عليك. آمين آمين يا رب العالمين، وارزقنا حسن الخاتمة يا رب العالمين. أما بعد، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. My dear brother and sister in Islam, today, number 15, Al-Qadr. And the reason why I'm going to continue in the same topic, because people are still asking questions, and people are still confused either to extreme right or extreme left. They said, if you said everything is written, meaning we have no free will, and other people, they have verse in Quran and said we have free will. Remember, when we start this topic, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He ordained this life as a fitna, trial. And I repeat it again and again all the time. If I'm a Muslim and listen to this talk, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He give me the knowledge of Qadr, and He tell me to believe it and be content. And He give me Quran and tell me follow my advice in Quran and my command. And in Quran, Allah tell me everything has an example, and I tell you everything in Quran. And He sent me the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he tell me all your goodness by obeying me and follow me. And this become part of our Qadr. And if I'm not a Muslim, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tell me, and even if I do not believe in Quran, look at the sky, look at the animal, look at the creature, look at yourself. Thank me for my bounty. Call me. By this way, I tell you before, over and over again, this topic, if you keep increasing the knowledge without the proper guidance from Allah, which is lack of humble and humility and lack of sincerity, it can keep you astray. It can lead you astray and misunderstand. Because this whole life is humble and humility. Tawadu. I need Allah. This was the message of Allah in Quran. This was the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in humanity. I used to be young. I need Allah to take care about my life. Now I'm old. I need Allah to take care about whatever left over in my life. I'm so ill and I'm so old. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tell me to remember your death, and you remember the journey after death. By this way, you find plenty of messages in Quran, in ahadith, in even life. But this is bounty from Allah. Today, I'm planning to talk to you about many things, but all of a sudden something came in my heart. What happened to the human being when he becomes so arrogant and wants search in the bottom of the sea until he dies? And he become arrogant, and he think he's the one, or the one who climbing the mountain and fall down, or the one who gaining money and status, and they become arrogant and they think they are in control. By this way, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He give us example of rich and poor, people who have, people do not have, people who are intelligent, people who are weak, people who have beauty, people who have less beauty. It's all trial for everyone. What is the message of Allah to us? It's very simple. Come to me, read my book, listen to my Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, follow my advice. Remember, this journey is very little and very minimum and very small and insignificant compared to what is coming. This talk is easy. But what happened to human being? Even us who call ourselves a Muslim. Dunya, material life, take us. And the cycle of material life and the greed of the nafs, the greed of the soul, and lack of obedience to Allah, and too far from the message. What do? It makes me so arrogant, so obsessed of what we have or we do not have, and we forget the main message. The main message: I'm going to die, I'm going to be accountable, and I'm going to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I'm here for a purpose. And the whole life is a trial. This talk is easy. Today, all day, I'm thinking, may Allah forgive me too. I'm among them. How many people read Quran, understanding Quran, memorizing Quran, and do not live Quran? How many of us, we think we have the knowledge, but you find out the routine of our life, the main love and devotion and time and everything for material life. Is this a message? No. What happens if the knowledge of life or no life get us and make us obsessed, and later on we become arrogant to the point Allah make us blind, and now I forget my journey. The real one, the one is coming, is not if, is when, is death. It makes me forget the poor, the needy, the ill, the oppressed one, the injustice in earth. And I forget I'm a part of the earth. And I will be accountable of what I'm doing. And the share of my soul and my time and my life and my money and everything This share of what? Accumulating, show off, ego and arrogance, or helping the need, to care about the oppressed one, try to establish justice in earth. And the only way to do that, if I accomplish justice within, and the only way to do that, if I live as a Muslim. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Quran, when He created Adam and the angel asked him, He said, Inni a'lamu ma la ta'lamun. Al-Baqarah, verse 30. And the angel said to him, Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana, innaka anta al-alim al-hakim. Al-Baqarah 32. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala again, ألم أقل لكم إني أعلم غيب السماوات والأرض وأعلم ما تبدون وما كنتم تكتمون. Al-Baqarah 33. In here, in these three verses, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He emphasized, I know what you do not know. I know what you do not know. I know what you do not know. And Al-Baqarah, chapter Al-Baqarah, verse 216, وعسى أن تكرهوا شيئا وهو خير لكم وعسى أن تحبوا شيئا وهو شر لكم والله يعلم وأنتم لا تعلمون. And maybe you dislike the things is good for you, and maybe you like the things is bad for you, and Allah He know, and you do not know. And Al-Isra, chapter Al-Isra, verse 85. وَمَا أُوتِيتُم مِّنَ الْعِلْمِ إِلَّا قَلِيلًا. This a call to mankind. What you gain from knowledge is very small. Very small. What this has to do with the Qadr now and our topic? It's very simple. What makes human beings so arrogant when he believe he know? When he believe he know. To the point he become ignorant and not seeking knowledge. And most of all from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Those who know me, how many times you meet a person, he calling Allah, Ya Hakim, Ya wise, give me wisdom, Ya Allah. Give me basira, Ya Allah, let me know what I do not know. Give me guidance, Ya Allah. We said it all the time in Surah Al-Fatiha. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم, اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. But when the time comes to our daily routine and life, we're not following. Now, the reason I continue today is the same topic, and I start with all these verses, because people debate. What about the reason? We are Darul Asbab. We are in the land of Asbab. We have to take reason. We have to have the means. I cannot go sit at home and sit fishing. Or I want fish today. I have to go to the sea, get the fish. I have to plant the seed to get the crops. By the way, this is a wisdom of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tell me to take reason and a way and asbab, and meantime, is this against the qadr? No, it's the same. The topic is still the same. Only if you are guided by Allah, you will comprehend this topic. Only if you're guided by Allah, you comprehend this qadr. But if you try to philosophize this topic, you will go in the opposite direction. And before you know it, you are actually going in a different direction completely. And you become philosophizing the knowledge, using your intellect, to the point you become not abd anymore. And now when we look at Luqman, chapter Luqman, verse 15, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, بِمَا كُنْتُمْ تَعْمَلُونَ بِمَا كُنْتُمْ تَكْسِبُونَ Al-A'raf 39. ذَلِكَ بِمَا قَدَّمَتْ يَدَاكَ Al-Hajj verse 10. Now you find verses in the Quran. O son of Adam, this is what you earn by your hand. This is what you earn of what you did. This is what you earn of what you did by your hand. Ash-Shura, verse 30. فَبِمَا كَسَبَتْ أَيْدِيكُمْ. And you find many verses about how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala cursed nation or individual of what they ordained and what they did. Now somebody said, okay, you said everything is written. Everything is written. And now you talk about my hand, my hand, my hand, action, my hand. And what happened? Is Quran contradicting each other? No. If you go back to what we talked about it before, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created the whole earth and what it contained. Containing signs. If you're humble enough, you follow the sign and you discover all this creation has a creator and make you humble and what come close to Allah. Muslim and non-Muslim. And if you are a Muslim, you're supposed to follow Quran and obey Allah and His Messenger the maximum you can. But again, this talk is easy. Very easy. But the nafs is high. The nafs is wicked. The nafs do not want to be straight. And this why, when you look at the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, we give you example of everything. I did not leave anything without giving you the example and knowledge about it. By this way, if I follow the message of Allah, Allah will guide me. And if I allow my nafs to be wicked, arrogant, and go up and follow shaitan, this will happen. And this is why even Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tell him in chapter Al Imran 159, فَبِمَا رَحْمَةٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ لِنْتَ لَهُمْ. And from the mercy of your Lord, you become soft toward them. And in meantime, chapter Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, verse 3, ذلك بأن الذين كفروا اتبعوا الباطل وأن الذين آمنوا اتبعوا الحق من ربهم. The disbeliever, they follow the straight road. And those who believe, they follow the guidance and the truth of their Lord. By this way, you will find many verses about that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in chapter Al-Ma'idah, verse 16, Allah talk about His hidayah. يهدي به الله من تبع رضوانه سبل السلام. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He choose whom He want to guide them to His Ridwan, His pleasure, to the road of peace. Al-Anfal, chapter Al-Anfal, verse 29. يا أيها الذين آمنوا, O you believe, إن تتقوا الله يجعل لكم فرقانا. If you get closer to Allah and have piety, Allah will generate criterion to you. He will allow you to see the truth from falsehood. And chapter Ibrahim, verse 7, لئن شكرتم لأزيدنكم ولئن كفرتم إن عذابي لشديد. If you thank me, I will increase. And if you do kufr, my torture is severe. Again, What this has to do now with Al-Qadr? Because we talk about it again. Allah created us in this earth for a purpose, for a reason. He sent us the book, the map, the manual, and tell us what to do. Somebody said, okay. Meaning, we have a choice. We have a will. Yes, we have a choice. We have a will. Guided or misguided. This will we have, this choice can be guided and misguided according to what Allah ordained for us and according to our soul. Again, this topic, if you think about it, we go in a circle. Because if we go outside the circle, we become philosophizing the topic. Similar, Allah tells us, take the reason. We have to take the reason. And in the meantime, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, all the reason doesn't mean nothing. I can change it. In the chapter, or the story of Musa alayhi salam, when he switched the staff of wood to a snake. And in the story of Ibrahim alayhi salam, when he changed the fire to be cool and peace on Ibrahim alayhi salam. What it mean? Again, if you think from a mu'min point of view, Allah tell you, do whatever you have to do. Take the reason, but I'm in the control. I'm the one who have everything in my hand. And this, a message from Allah to all of us. What happened when a human being become arrogant? Chapter Al-Kahf, verse 84. وَآتَيْنَاهُ مِنْ كُلِّ شَيْءٍ سَبَبًا. When Allah talk about Dhul Qarnayn. And in meantime, and through Al-Kahf again, 85. What about Fir'aun? When he become very arrogant. And he said, لَعَلِّي أَبْلُغَ الْأَسْبَابِ أَسْبَابِ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. Maybe I will find a way. Chapter Ghafir, 36 and 37. Al-Hajj, verse 15. And by the way, sabab in Arabic has too many meanings. Reason or way in Arabic has too many meanings. Some scholar and some companion said it is knowledge. Somebody said it is a knowledge of guidance of Allah. Somebody said it is a robe, because the robe make you reach. By the way, any ways can lead you to reach something is called sabab. Some other scholars said the real sabab, the real ways is the way of Allah. Because if you go toward the robe of Allah, it will lead you to Allah. And this is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said in chapter An-Nisa, verse 113, وَأَنزَلَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْكَ الْكِتَابَ وَالْحِكْمَةِ. And Allah revealed to you the book and the wisdom. And Al-Baqarah, chapter Al-Baqarah, verse 269. وَمَنْ يُؤْتَ الْحِكْمَةِ فَقَدْ أُوتِيَ خَيْرًا كَثِيرًا. Whoever Allah gives him hikmah, wisdom, he get the maximum goodness. And hikmah again is from Allah. From Allah. Like one of the early say, the people who have hikmah is a few. And hikmah is contained in the silent. The more you are silent, the more you get hikmah. The more you are close to Allah, you get hikmah. The more you know from Allah, Allah give you hikmah, wisdom. What is the wisdom from all this talk? Look what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said. Chapter Al-Ma'idah 97. ذَلِكَ لِتَعْلَمُوا أَنَّ اللَّهَ يَعْلَمُ مَا فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَمَا فِي الْأَرْضِ. By the way, one of the purpose, Allah tells us to know He is the owner and the owner of knowledge of what in the earth and what in the sky. If Allah tell me I am the owner of the knowledge of the earth and the sky, what it mean? Tell me, come to me. Look at today, for example, compared to the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We have advanced knowledge beyond your imagination. But we have advanced knowledge, advanced zulm, advanced oppressor, advanced injustice in earth, advanced greed, advanced kufr, advanced far away from the Creator, advance of believing yourself and believing you're arrogant. This not advance. Some people cannot sit still. They have to move. They cannot still. Why they cannot settle down? Some early people said, if your heart is settled down, your body settled down. And this is why Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, when he entered Masjid al-Nabawi, and he found a man was praying, and then the man was moving his finger to his face, to his mustache, to his body. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he waved to him. He said, إِذَا سَكَنَ قَلْبَ هَذَا سَكَنَتْ جَوَارِحُ. If the heart of this person is calm, his limbs and his body will become calm. What happened to a human being today? We cannot be calm. We cannot be calm in the way we look, the way we listen, the way we sit. I see some people cannot sit. Some people cannot take it to be in a quiet mood anymore. Today, we're running in a cycle of busy. We'll go to the beach for a few hours, 1 day, 2 days. We go to the jungle of a mountain couple of days. And the early people run away from crowd and going to the quietness, to seclusion, to gain the peace within. By this way, we call ourselves today advanced, but advanced what? In material status. Advanced toward shayateen. Advanced toward injustice in earth. You call this advanced? What the value of any nation advance in material life and break the justice of Allah in earth? This is not advance. This is not advance. What happens if I gain all the knowledge and doctorate degree and master degree and all the degree, but I'm too far from Allah? What happens if I have all the knowledge and degree, but I'm so selfish and greed? All I care about my own. You call this advance? And this is why, again, Surah Al-Talaq, chapter Al-Talaq, verse 12. الله الذي خلق سبع سماوات ومن الأرض مثلهن. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who created the 7 heavens and similar to them in the earth. يتنزل الأمر بينهن. The command of Allah and the decree of Allah coming down. لتعلموا, again, to know أن الله على كل شيء قدير. Allah is the owner and his power and decree above anything. وأن الله قد أحاط بكل شيء علما. And Allah, his knowledge is overseeing everything. Allah's knowledge overseeing everything. If Allah's knowledge overseeing everything, why I get upset? Why I get angry? Why I get worried? Why I get confused? Why do not call him? I was talking to one sister yesterday, and she told me about one Muslim sister. She has a condition with her daughter, and she said, I have no time to make dua. Imagine, And Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said, whoever do not call Allah, Allah get angry at him. And Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the one who said of the meaning of, whoever continue to call Allah, soon Allah will accept his wish and his supplication. Part of the mu'min, he's in need of Allah all the time. And this is why when you look in the topic of Qadr, the more you get closer to Allah, the more you really comprehend what's going on, you need Allah. You need Allah in every moment. And whatever goodness you have, you know from Allah. You thank Him and you humble yourself. And whatever missing, you do not think about it. You make dua and be patient. And again, chapter Al-Ma'idah, verse 97, chapter An-Nisa, verse 165, An-Nisa, verse 105, Al-Hadid 29, Al-Baqarah 143, Al-Jinn 27-28. All these verses I give you now, they have an ending. The same ending, identical. Different condition, different situation, different nation, different everything, but it ends. لِتَعْلَمُوا, to know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is the owner of everything. He is the owner of His knowledge overseeing everything. Why Allah repeating His knowledge overseeing? His knowledge overseeing. Today I find it even with son and daughter, husband and wife, elder and young. When Allah gives us a little bit of knowledge, little bit of money, little bit of status, we become arrogant to the point we're not ready to ask questions. We cannot seek the knowledge and advice of somebody. To the point, you think if you're not seeking the advice of somebody, you think you're seeking the advice of Allah? And this is why the mu'min, the believer, always in a state of istikhara, always consult with Allah, and always consult with an elder. Today we do not do that. To the point we're not ready to listen to each other advice and wisdom. And this what it do? It's causing division, individuality, and before you know it, we become bankrupt in a relationship. Husband cannot be a husband, wife cannot be a wife. Relationship is broken. Relationship between parents and kids, kids and parents. The society completely is broken apart. And we keep accumulating knowledge, accumulating money, accumulating material life. And we think we advance. Advance to destruction. Imagine we use the word advanced. Use a word advanced in English, it's supposed to be a word to advance to something good. But if I'm advanced to hellfire, if I'm advanced by destruction, if I'm advanced to generate mischief in earth, you call this advanced? I do not know. Alhamdulillah, I'm a very simple person. I do not know. I do not know this word advanced, how it can be. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Quran, He gives us the example of many nations before us. How they were advanced more than us, powerful more than us, decorating the earth more than us. And Allah, what He said? He said, I finished them. I destroyed them. And this is an example and a teaching for us. Al-Anfal 11, when the companion of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam was so scared and so weak and fatigued, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent the rain to wash them, for them to drink, to let the sand come down and strong underneath their feet. And what happened also? And He held tight in their heart. And this you find it in also the answer for that in chapter Al Imran 126, An-Nahl 102, Why? Why all this? Look at this. Al-Baqarah 143. وَكَذَلِكَ جَعَلْنَاكُمْ أُمَّةً وَسَطًا لِتَكُونُوا شُهَدَاءَ عَلَى النَّاسِ وَيَكُونَ الرَّسُولُ عَلَيْكُمْ شَهِيدًا. This way to make you an ummah wasata, to make you a balanced nation, a middle nation. Some people call it middle. I like it to be balanced. The people of justice, the people of manner, the people of character. We're supposed to be. Why? لِتَكُونُوا شُهَدَاءَ عَلَى النَّاسِ. To be eyewitness against people. وَيَكُونَ الرَّسُولُ عَلَيْكُمْ شَهِيدًا. And Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam to be witness to you or against you. We should say, oh Allah, make Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam witness to us, not against us. And oh Allah, don't make us fitna to people. And we can now, and this is what's happening now, people will be witness against us. We're supposed to be witness against mankind, but now people will be witness against us. May Allah save us from ourselves. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in chapter Ibrahim, verse 52, هذا بلاغ للناس. This is a balag. Word balag here meaning a complete wisdom and a message. A message with wisdom and news all together to mankind. وَلْيُنْذَرُوا بِهِ. To be warned about it. وَلْيَعْلَمُوا. And to know. إِنَّمَا هُوَ إِلَهٌ وَاحِدٌ. He is only one Lord. وَلْيَذَّكَّرَ أُولُو الْأَلْبَابِ. And maybe the people with comprehending and intellect, they will get the message. Today when I read this, I feel sad and worry about myself and about all of us. Seek knowledge, seek knowledge, seek knowledge, seek knowledge, seek knowledge. But this knowledge leads us to dunya. Is this seek knowledge? Is this a warning from Allah to us? And this is why, again, the answer in chapter Al-Hadid, verse 25. Again, the end of the verse, وَلْيَعْلَمَ اللَّهُ مَنْ يَنْصُرُهُ وَرُسُلُهُ بِالْغَيْبِ. To Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala get to know who will give support and victory to Allah and His Messenger in the unseen. We have talked about this for a long time, but think. Al-An'am 75, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Ibrahim alayhi salam, when he went to seclusion, he looked to the sky. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help him by guide him and inspire him to make him among muqineen, the one who have certainty of faith. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in chapter An-Nahl, He gives us a very simple example. وَالْخَيْلَ وَالْبِغَالَ وَالْحَمِيرِ. Horse, mule and donkey. To sit down and use it as a way of transportation. وَزِينَةً. And decoration. Some people love to decorate their horse. Today is a car. وَيَخْلُقُ مَا لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. And Allah, He creates what you do not know. By the way, this verb about He know, you do not know. He know, you do not know. He know everything. He is in control of the knowledge of everything. Over and over again. Again. What is the message? What this has to do with Qadr. How many of us today we think, if I get this, this will happen. If I get this, this will happen. If this get... Seek knowledge. Seek life. Seek whatever you want. But you have to know He is the owner of all the knowledge. Don't let the knowledge and material life make you arrogant above Him. He will break you. And after that, you will think you have advanced knowledge, advanced house, advanced car, advanced job, advanced money. And you did. I want you not to forget the first session. What the purpose of our life is a fitna, is a trial. This is what all of us forget. Is a saying in the old days. Some people consider it hadith of Rasulullah. Some people consider it weak hadith. Consider it a wisdom. Al-qulub, the heart. Aniyat Allah fi ardi. The heart is the cups in the earth belong to Allah. Whoever Allah love it, He make it strong, belong to Him, and give it softness inside, and make it pure. And whatever Allah do not like it, He make it hard, blind, cannot see. Today, we're living in a massive confusion. Why? Because we're too far away from the message. How many thousands and thousands of people torture in jails? Innocent. And who torture them? Somebody, his name Ahmed, Muhammad, Abdullah. Is this not blindness? When a human being lost his humanity, by we're becoming, killing another human being is easy. Torture somebody is easy. Be injustice against somebody is easy. This is bad. This meaning the heart is hard, is veiled. Today I was thinking and talking to Allah. I said, Allah, don't make my heart veiled. Don't make my heart hard. Don't seal my heart, Ya Allah, with knowledge. Don't make me arrogant with knowledge, Ya Allah. I need you in every moment in my life, Ya Allah. This is a topic. But this topic again is easy to talk. If I'm not all the time connecting myself to Allah, all the time remember Allah, all of the time remember who am I? Ali ibn Abi Talib, radiallahu anhu, wa karam Allah wajhah, he was walking and he saw a man walk with arrogance and keep laughing. He went to him. He said, do you know who are you? He said, I'm so and so. He said, did you know where you're coming from? He said, my father so and so. He said, no. You came from a duct of dirty water. He said, do you know where you're going? He talked about material life. He said, no. You go to the grave and the worm will eat you. And no part of your body will left. He said, and after that, do you know where you're going? You're going either Jannah or Jahannam. After that, Ali ibn Abi Talib, he said, I'm surprised. The human being, he came from a dirty drop of water, going to the unknown of the ground, and will be vanished. And he doesn't know where he's going, meaning Jahannam or Jannah. And he's still arrogant and laughing. You see the people of knowledge, how they comprehend it? Today, if I even talk like that in a masjid or a session, people tell me, why you make it so difficult? We cannot laugh. We cannot enjoy life. But we were stuck. We're stuck so bad. We need life so bad, even with knowledge of Allah. And this is why chapter Al-Fath, verse 29, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talk about the believer. They are soft with each other, very tough against their enemy. And this is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 284 and 286, وَإِن تُبْدُوا مَا فِي أَنفُسِكُمْ أَوْ تُخْفُوهُ يُحَاسِبُكُم بِهِ اللَّهُ. And if you show and you say what's hidden in your heart, or what you did not say, Allah will judge you. This verse makes the companion so scared. Today, we get illness, we get sick, we have calamity, we have situation, we see calamity, and we do not wake up. Why? The veil over the heart. Again, somebody tell me, your talk is supposed to be about Qadr. What this has to be about Qadr? Because I'm talking again and again and again. If you comprehend the Qadr, again, it will make you humble. It gives you humility. It makes you believe to Allah, get closer to Allah, remember Allah, think about Allah, love only Allah, love only for Allah, get closer to Allah wa Rasuluh, do whatever you can. Because you want to leave a legacy before you die. Because you know your Lord tell you is a very small part. What about what will happen, not happen, and all this worry thing? I leave it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in chapter Yasin, this chapter is amazing, especially this verse. One scholar, when I was young, he explained to me this verse. And when he explained to me, I almost like I never read it before. Chapter Yasin, verse 69 and 70. Chapter Yasin is a very amazing chapter. If you really read it with your heart, it's very scary. It's very scary. It's very scary. And toward the end of the chapter, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, إِنْ هُوَ إِلَّا ذِكْرٌ وَقُرْآنٌ مُبِينٌ. This is a reminder and Quran mubin, pure, straight. It containing all the knowledge. It containing the criterion. It containing everything you want. لِيُنذِرَ مَنْ كَانَ حَيًّا is a warning to whom alive. وَيَحِقَّ الْقَوْلُ عَلَى الْكَافِرِينَ. When my father was dying, rahmatullahi alayhi, the night of death, I was reciting Surah Yasin with the intention to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala descended His rahmah over him. And every time I came to this verse, I realized this chapter is not rahmah over him. It should be rahmah over me if I'm following. لِيُنذِرَ مَنْ كَانَ حَيًّا is a warning for whom is alive. One scholar, he said it so beautifully. He said reciting Surah Yasin over a dead or sick person, what is supposed to do? It humble you, the reciter, and make you tear and cry from the fear of Allah. And at this time, the rahmah of Allah coming down, now your dua will be accepted, inshaAllah. وَيَحِقَّ الْقَوْلُ عَلَى الْكَافِرِينَ. And the truth will reach the disbeliever. I hope I've been understood today, because I have too many messages. Because lately I find out people really still want to philosophize the topic of Qadr. And I'm telling you again and again, if you read Quran, it has all the answer for anything. Anything you think about it, I can promise you, Quran has the answer. Similar, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he gives you the explanation of the Quran. By the way, if you want to comprehend something from Quran, go to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, seek his advice, he will tell you. May Allah save us. This matter what I worry about. May Allah save us from ourselves. May Allah save us from His anger. May Allah save us from ghafla. From Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save us from heedlessness. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save us from every injustice with ourselves first, because we will never be injustice to anybody unless we have injustice to ourselves. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make the Quran and these messages witness to us, not against us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the comprehending, the one it humble us and make us realize what we here for, what the purpose of life, what Allah wants from me. Not try to philosophize different topic. There's a point I keep digging, exactly like the people who go all the way to the depth of the ocean until they die. Or the people who go to the mountain until they die. Remember the first verse in Quran, I share it with you in the first session. I will repeat it with you again, which is 2 verses, chapter Al-Hadid 22 and 23. ما أصاب من مصيبة في الأرض ولا في أنفسكم إلا في كتاب من قبل أن نبرأها. No مصيبة, no calamity, nothing will happen to you in earth or in the sky, except it is written in the book. It will not happen without written in the book. إن ذلك على الله يسير. It's very easy to Allah. لكي لا تأسوا على ما فاتكم ولا تفرحوا بما آتاكم. Maybe you will not be sorrow and sad over what you do not gain or what you lost. ولا تفرحوا بما آتاكم, and don't be happy and arrogant of what you have. This is a message is easy to have, is easy to hear, but not easy to live. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us among those who live the message, not talk about the message. Again, today, stop, think, and beg Allah not to seal your heart, not to make your heart hard to the point you cannot see, you cannot comprehend, you cannot have rahmah in your heart. And if this happens, you will have injustice inside yourself, and you will spread injustice all over. Ya Allah. Chapter An-Nahl, verse 89. وَنَزَّلْنَا عَلَيْكَ الْكِتَابَ تِبْيَانًا لِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ وَهُدًى وَرَحْمَةً. We reveal this book to you, تِبْيَانًا, explanation to all the knowledge, لِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ, to everything, وَهُدًى, and guidance, وَرَحْمَةً. Again, chapter An-Nahl 44. لِتُبَيِّنَ لِلنَّاسِ مَا نُزِّلَ إِلَيْهِمْ وَلِيُتِمَّ نِعْمَتِهِ عَلَيْكُمْ وَلَعَلَّكُمْ تَهْتَدُونَ. Al-Baqarah 150. Again, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, I give you the knowledge, I give you guidance, I give you the rahmah, I teaching you, I give you wisdom, come to me. And this part of our journey. What happens if we do not do that? We destroy ourselves by ourselves. This topic will be continued. We still have a lot, but it's not the talk. Wallahi, is not the talk. It's a moment of belief, a moment of thanks, a moment of contentment, a moment of justice, a moment of remember Allah, a moment to remember who am I, where am I, where I'm going, what the purpose of my life. Is not the Quran all about? To check myself, to check my heart, to check my feeling, to check my income, to check my resources and see what I'm using it for. Who is my companion in my life? Who I try to accompany them, and for what purpose? And to prepare myself for the journey. The one is coming, but I don't know when. It can be a minute from now, it can be a second, it can be a year, it can be a moment. The moment of death and journey after death. And all of a sudden, what this life all about is gone. This is why Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he said, Al-dunya sijn al-mu'min wa jannatul kafir. Dunya is a prison of the mu'min, the believer, and the paradise of disbeliever. Because today, where you are as a mu'min, you will never be too happy. You will be scared. You will be worried. Enjoyment will be very minimum. And worry and a sense of responsibility is the highest. And this is why Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam used to say to people, تذكروا هادم اللذات. قالوا وما هادم اللذات يا رسول الله؟ قال الموت. Remember the destroyer of all the enjoyment and all the pleasure. They said, what is the destroyer of all the enjoyment and the pleasure, Ya Rasulullah? He said, death. And this is why, if you ask me, what the difference between us and a companion of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam? The companion of Rasulullah saw death in the front of them all the time, day and night. And today, we seek knowledge of Allah even, we seek knowledge of Quran and Hadith, and we go indulge in dunya. Is this knowledge? Is this knowledge? If the knowledge of Allah do not make me scared, worry, want to be, try to be, what knowledge will be? When I'm watching the news and see the calamity of the Ummah, and what I'm doing about it, what is my role if I do not try to alleviate the suffering the maximum I can in my ability, and at least the minimum? I ache for them, I make dua for them, and do whatever I can in my ability and my capability of my body, my knowledge, my tongue, my money, whatever I have. We have a lot to do, we have a lot to gain, and we have a lot to lose. Time is running out. And the earth, we will leave it. We're not resident here at all. We are a traveler. We are a stranger, and we're leaving. We're never going to inherit nothing. Nothing. كل ما فوق التراب تراب. Everything above the dust is dust. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us a useful knowledge. A knowledge make us closer to Allah. A knowledge make us belong to Allah. A knowledge make us pleasing Allah. And knowledge make us and make this dunya witness to us, not against us. And the knowledge can make us departure from this life with the pleasure of Allah. Ameen, Ameen Ya Rabbil Alameen. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. سبحانك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.